everyone. I am Taylor Bradley, and it is day 41 of my solitary quarantine, day 4 of live streaming. Today is going to be a little different than the live streams that I've done up until this point. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me. One of my favorite people passed away today, and so I don't really have a lot of words yet for what I'm feeling and what's happening, so I'm going to rely on things that I've written in the past to try to get me through this. I was debating on whether or not I was even going to do a live stream today, but I think sharing a little bit would be good for me. So we're gonna do our best. I'm not going to be sharing any art projects today. I know that it might seem strange, but doing art is something that I'm drawn to when I'm happy, and writing tends to be something that I focus on when I'm struggling. So it will be a writing heavy day. I hope that that's okay. For those of you who are tuning in, I hope the thing that you love the most isn't the art projects, because there will not be any today. So far, every day I've been asking for theme suggestions, picking one and writing something inspired about the theme to share the following day. But I'm going to skip today. I'll start taking theme suggestions again tomorrow. Tomorrow I will start with the chosen theme from yesterday, which is Mandy Patinkin's Old Bedroom Slippers. I just couldn't find it within myself to write today, so I am sorry for that. Just as a reminder, if you Venmo me $25 by the end of the 7-day live stream, you'll receive one of my paperback books, an 11-word observation bookmark, and one of the hand typed out pieces that is signed at the bottom by me, and it'll be a first draft of something, so there will be nothing else like it. It'll be the only one. So if you want to Venmo me for that, it's $25. My Venmo's Taylor Bradley 91, and it's going to be kind of a sale thing that I'm doing a special just for this week. Anyway, tonight I am, for those of you who have been following, I am drinking vodka tonight. My go-to drink of choice for days that really suck. So, sorry to be a downer today, guys. I'm just really, really struggling. So, I'm happy to be given the opportunity to do something that I love and to keep me focused and to share. So, without delaying any longer, I am just going to kind of jump into some of the pieces that I picked for today. And if you want to settle in and drink and feel sad, I guess this is the place to be for that. So, welcome to that. Okay. The first piece that I'm going to share is called Cutting Blanche's Hair. I always thought that cutting someone's hair was romantic. It's such a personal act. An act of trust and delicacy that forces you to be truly present. To comb through another's hair with your fingers is to know that person. Their sensitivities, insecurities, secrets, longings, regrets, desires, dreams. Follicles root themselves in your innermost workings, fed by your thoughts and prayers and fears, and spring forth this soft creature with a mind of its own, lifted away from you and dancing wildly in the wind. To think properly, you must wrangle it and keep it tamed, out of your eyes, off your shoulders, already carrying the weight of anxieties and neuroticisms. To feel different, you strip it of its DNA-given appearance and soak it in the colors you want to embody. So when you catch yourself in the mirror, you can feel like maybe you aren't that same person who made all those mistakes and put off all those things and lived that life. You got to reset yourself and prep the table for new regrets. But you cannot stop the roots from growing back. They will always be there, just under the surface, rapidly pushing themselves back into reality and reminding you to touch up your lies or live with them. But to cut someone's hair, to cut your own, is saying, I'm done with that now. It won't hurt to let it go. It's time. Dead and brittle at the tips, worn thin and branching in every direction, ready to fall away and become dust. You feel your way through the growth patterns of why their hair falls the way it does, and their eyes are unevenly over one side or wavy or straight. And you choose what can stay and cut off the excess. You get to determine what will be cared for and what will die, what years will fall away, and which still have something to teach us. Then you sweep up the piles of thin, almost non-existent baby bird bones with the care given only to corpses and throw them away, to be taken out with the empty rolls of toilet paper and soap scum. I actually really enjoy cutting people's hair. There is an intimacy to it that I think is really beautiful. Okay, I don't really want to talk too much about that piece. I'm just going to kind of go into this one. And again, if you're just joining, I see a bunch of people just kind of popped in. It's a sad one tonight, guys. So if you're looking for a place to be entertained and forget about your troubles, this might not be the place. But if you're looking to sit in them and maybe find some beautiful language to help you get through them, then this is the right place. Then you found the right place. Okay. This next piece is called Grief. You cried for the first time in years, and all I could think about was how young you looked. All of a sudden, I could see how many years had passed by, carving themselves into the parts of our faces that furrow and crease over and over again. The line between your eyebrows is the deepest one. The part of you that digs deeper whenever you're concerned or thinking about something you simultaneously find important and insignificant. But you never cry. So all those lines were brand new. Your face smoothed over and your eyes brightened with relief, and all at once you were 23 again. And it broke my heart. I missed you so much. And within a moment you were there again, but just for a moment. Before I would lose you again to your thoughts, your furrowed brow, the grief that consumes your face whenever you aren't crying. That was about someone that I care about very much who never cries. And so when they did, it was kind of this beautiful release. Let's see. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. Yes, it is. It's going to be a bumpy night. For those of you just tuning in, I see a couple people, more people just joined us. So hello. I'm very sad tonight. I lost somebody very close to me today. And I was debating whether or not I was even going to do this live stream. And I decided to because writing really gives me comfort. So I thought maybe sharing it and sharing some of my sad pieces might help. So I'm here for that tonight. And again, if you're looking for just happy-go-lucky entertainment. This is not it tonight, so it's okay if you don't want to tune in. It's going to be dark here a little bit, so let's see. My mom said, Shirley's flower in your hair. Sweet remembrances. Yes, I was just talking about this yesterday. I think I'm going to be wearing it for a little bit. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm not sharing art projects today. I'm just sharing writing. So I hope that's okay with you. Okay. This next piece is called Grim Reaper Boy. The other day, in the middle of June, I was driving home and I passed a small boy running full speed on the sidewalk next to my car, dressed as the Grim Reaper. His mother walked quite a distance behind him, sauntering to catch up. A lost cause. His black hood flapped in the wind, framing his innocent face. Blue eyes, blonde hair that wouldn't behave, and a look of intent focus on his brow. He ran along a stretch of sidewalk in front of an elementary school that just a few months ago was decorated in irises and roses, and the past 2 yearbook photos of a 3rd grade boy who was hit by a car walking home from school. The photos had all been cleared away, and all that was left was a flagpole with a bit of paint forever etched into it from the 4-door sedan. But death was still there, leaving his mother in his tailwind with no hope of catching up. That one was a strange occurrence, to see a little boy dressed as a Grim Reaper in June. But there was something very poetic about it. That just couldn't be made up. Sophie, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. This next piece is called Facebook Deaths. Whenever someone dies, whether I know them or not, I look up their Facebook page and find the last thing that they posted. And I wonder if they knew how unimportant that sentence, that photo, that news article, that unpopular opinion, that selfie would be in a day. I wonder if they would try as hard to be liked, if they knew how much attention their page would get once they stopped trying. Okay, Sierra says, joining you with tequila. I miss you too. I have vodka tonight. It's my dark days drink. Happy to hear people are imbibing with me. Okay. This one's called Hollywood on Break. And I thought it would be apropos to share because Shirley was all about Hollywood. Okay. This was before we had to be apart from each other and things were still crowded and wonderful. It's a little bit of a short story, so settle in. The streets are rampant with people who are a little worse for the wear, and the buildings are all shitholes disguised as glamorous historical landmarks. Everything is bathed in ash and smog. The color has been baked out, repainted, and is now peeling onto the gum-covered brass stars and cracked asphalt. It's 5:32 p.m. on a Tuesday, and Charlie Chaplin sits on the patio of the corner coffee bean, sipping some sugar-flavored frappuccino. His cane dangles from the bar counter, and he sits with his toes pointed outward, his heels balancing on the bottom rung of his uncomfortably tall chair. His bowler hat sits atop a small stack of journals and books he has piled neatly in front of him, and he watches the people who pass by him and point. A tired clown crudely cut from a black and white movie, and enthusiastically Elmer glued into the modern age of selfie sticks and Mr. Muscles. The white, sappy adhesive oozes from his edges, curling him over as he begins the first chapter of 50 Shades of Grey. A block away, the Joker sits on the stairs in front of Madame Tussauds, backlit by an overpriced knick-knack store selling plastic Oscar statues that read, "World's Best Dad," and every product imaginable with a weed leaf stamped into it, but mostly shot glasses. He sits with his legs spread as wide as they'll go and attempts to light a cigarette. He struggles through it. Someone shouts, "Smile, you'll look prettier." And without looking up, he outstretches his arm to full capacity and extends his middle finger to the mouthy tourist, his other hand still working on lighting his cigarette. His makeup is leaking from his face and onto the collar of his costume that he can't afford to regularly wash, leaving a cakey red and green stain on his purple velvet shoulder. The neon signage from the surrounding attractions dance across his cheeks and chin, reflecting pools of red and yellow marketing ploys in his dark green eyes. And with his cigarette finally lit, he becomes just another heat source. Upstairs, in the Hollywood and Highland shopping complex, Tinkerbell is ordering an early dinner, or a late lunch, depending on how you look at it. Her 53rd birthday was last week, and to be honest, she forgot about it. No one called. She drinks a bottle of whiskey a night, and after her late night shift on the boulevard, Poconometry is a beacon of light in a dark part of the outlet mall, and this small woman, whose legs have aged faster than any other part of her, goes in dressed in a green fairy outfit she made on the floor of her living room the day she moved to LA. Her Midwest accent grabs desperately onto her A's and E's, and she has to stand on her tiptoes to satisfy her need to reach over the glass sneeze blocker to point to exactly what kind of fish she wants. The young man taking her order craves nothing more than a hit and a 5-minute break, something he has managed to skip today, not intentionally. Somehow he manages to swallow all of the cheeky remarks that sit in the back of his throat as this crepey-kneed knockoff of a beloved children's character invades his personal space with her wagging finger with green sparkle polish, from the moment she walks in to the moment the bells ring on the door, fanfare her exit. It wasn't until that moment that the baby-faced employee realized she was missing her wings. I guess the rumors aren't true. It isn't such a wonderful life. Or was that only for angels? Even so, no one in this godforsaken city has wings. A little homage to Los Angeles. My home. I miss Hollywood. I like working there when I get to spend my time there, and there are characters on every corner, even if they're a little scarier than the originals. Hopefully this isn't too much of a bummer for you guys. Hopefully you're still enjoying yourselves a little bit. Okay. I think I have a couple more pieces for you guys today. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm not sharing any of my art today. I'm having kind of a hard day. I lost somebody today, and so I'm just trying to get through this live stream to the best of my ability. And yeah, I'm in a lot of pain tonight. So it means a lot that you guys are watching, so thanks. Okay, this one's called Home. Home is waiting for a bus in winter, watching a man across the street watch you. He's wearing a denim jacket and Levi jeans and black work boots and a dark gray long-sleeved shirt, and he's smoking. He's starting to bald, but the wispy gray strands left are lifting at the edges with the breeze. He has blue eyes. You can tell from here. And you watch each other every day at the same time. Maybe you look like someone he once knew, but he studies you as if you were old friends. who had gone through a falling out and never recovered from it. Like he's telling you that he forgives you for what you've done, or that he hasn't and doesn't know how to talk to you yet, but somehow looking feels so familiar that it will do for now. It has to. Despite what this does to your nerves, you still take the same bus at the same time every day, hoping to see this man on his smoke break. It is an appointment that cannot be missed, because it's the only semblance of your past that you keep in touch with, the only reminder of what it felt like to be home. Okay, so I have 2 pieces left that I want to share. We have about 10 minutes left, and I want to know from you guys, I'm actually going to poll the audience. Do you want another sad piece and then end on a happier piece, or do you want the happier piece first? I'll do whatever the first person who responds says. Happy piece, sad piece, or sad piece, happy piece? Let's see. Happy last. Okay. Happy last it is. So this one I'm actually going to read off of my typewritten piece. I was debating whether or not I was going to read it, so I didn't prepare it. Okay, everyone's in agreement on happy last. Also hugs. Okay. Okay, happy last. So this one's going to be sad. Let's see if I can get through this one. Okay, this one is called Intersection. I pulled up to a red light yesterday. An older man in a beat-up pickup truck pulled up beside me. Windows down, elbow out. He was on the phone. I thought he was laughing. My radio drowned out the world beyond my car doors until he yelled, guttural and raw, refusing the moment to happen. I turned off my music. Through my passenger window, muffled cries shattered the bubble I had built for myself. Please, God, no. His whole truck shook. He pressed the phone against his ear desperately, clinging to the possibility the person on the other line could correct his mistake. Maybe he would whisper it. No. Please, no. He longed for the moment he got off the freeway. Not yet. A brief moment. His foot like lead on the brake, pushing with all his might to make it stop. The light was red. The car was still. My window was rolled up. But he couldn't stop this, no matter how hard he pressed down. Green. I waited. He sped off as fast as his truck would take him, hoping to move past that moment at a red light. The worst moment of his life. And I watched. The world outside of him was blurry and quiet, but his colorless, paintless truck was vibrant, and his leathery face was clear and bright. A final flash of life before the death that grief brings to one's face. Okay, folks. I know we have 6 minutes left. I only have one piece left to share with you today, so we might end a couple minutes early. Flowers in your hair for themes tomorrow. If you watched yesterday, you will know that this was a gift from Shirley, who I lost today. So I'm going to be wearing it, I think, for a little bit. It might be a good theme. That might be a good theme. Okay. The last piece is called Trying Again. And it starts off a little sad, but I promise you, if you stick with me through it, it'll end on a happy note. Okay. And thank you guys for sticking through this one with me. Trying again. People are always clamoring the promise of a fresh start. New Year's Eve, a collective evening of simultaneous hope and disappointment. Birthdays, a marker of another year spent doing things that get measured and sorted into successes and failures. Monday, the best day to start a new diet, so we can still treat ourselves to drinks and dessert this weekend and not feel guilty. The first day of a new month, the desperate plea with oneself that happens the night before this artificial newness in the quiet of our bedrooms to trick our minds into thinking the first day, because it was named the first day, is somehow an important measure of time, and therefore we can use it to somehow try again. Try again. How difficult it is to try the first time. Then we ask ourselves 64 times throughout every passing year to do it again and pretend the first setback didn't happen. 53 Mondays, 12 first days of the month, 1 New Year's Day, 1 birthday, minus the 2 Mondays that generally fall on the first day of the month and the 1 first day of the month that is the new year. 64 times we tell our soul that it's okay that we fucked up, and we have to try to not fuck up again. 64 times we attempt to start that new diet, fill out the new planner, journal every day, keep our houses clean, to drink more water, read more books, spend less money, budget more effectively, open that high-interest savings account, travel more, take more pictures, spend more time with the people we love. Monday. But sometimes, on August 5th, at 9:33 p.m., you just have to decide today is as good a day as any to try again. To move past all the times we couldn't stick with it and allow ourselves to fail. Again, we love to fail. Because if we fail, it means that we tried. And we love nothing more than acknowledgement for doing things, stupid things, the mundane, the practical, the tedious everyday monotony. And if we really tried, then we can count that as something, right? And if we bitch to everyone else who tried and failed too, and that makes us feel so much empowerment because we're living a shared experience, and this is all all at once comforting and in its similarity, and frustrating in our need to have it the worst. Because if we failed the most, then we tried the most. And we want credit for doing the impossible task of trying again. That's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry today was so melancholy. I wanted to end it on an optimistic note, that we can try again at any point. We can continue to any day. And the fact that we keep doing it is uplifting and wonderful and human. It's been a tough day, but hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a little bit better. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time. I'll try to find a few happier pieces to share with you, and I will share some more art tomorrow. So thank you guys for allowing me to have this little breath in the middle of this week that I did not anticipate needing, but I really did. So thank you guys for your love and support and kindness, and I will see you tomorrow.